Well, howdy, folks. We're back. Yeah, hide your kids. We're back. All right, so this is our first video since the fire. Shout out to Cooperators Insurance who helped us get back up and running. Thank you very much. So we're gonna restart doing our interviews and videos. We're gonna have new stuff coming soon, as soon as I can contact people and arrange interviews. So keep an eye out and just give you a little bit of an update. So things are going well. For those who haven't seen the other text-based posts, we do have a new place and we're going to be moving in August 1st. So in the meantime, we're going to be staying at the hotel in a kitchenette. So I am able to do proper cooking for my carnivore stuff. So that's been very helpful. And we've got a separate room with the beds in it. So my wife and I have very different hours, so this allows us to kind of live a little bit more in harmony and both get some sleep. So things are moving along. Part of the work for getting the insurance all figured out is done. So like the business side of stuff, uh, all that paperwork is submitted, and then we still have a little more paperwork to go on the personal replacement stuff. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. If you've seen some of my other posts, you know that I've been talking a lot about mindset and how big of a difference mindset makes. And it's actually kind of the basis of any type of success. If we have the right mindset and we're looking at things in the right way, everything becomes easy. And well, maybe easy isn't the right word. Um, it certainly becomes doable if we stay focused on what we need to do. So that's what I'm going to continue to do going forward. I'm going to keep focusing on getting this information out to those who need it. So to that end, we're going to be trying to get lots of interviews done. I've probably got another 4.5, 5 months before I get the call for surgery. So I've got a lot of work to do in the meantime so that there's some stuff that can be released while I'm recovering from surgery. So the issue with my knee that some of you heard about, that seems to be okay now. And I did some posts about it and I got some feedback from some people. And I think we've got a pretty good idea of what happened to my knee. So, confession time. Now, I've been carnivore almost 2.5 years, close to it. It'll be, well, I actually guess it is 2.5 years this month. Anyway, um, so my wife had picked up some fresh BC cherries from just across the border a ways, and you know they're grown organically and they're ripened on the tree. So I thought, you know, maybe I can try just a little bit of cherries and see what happens, just as a kind of an experiment. I hadn't had them in years, and so I tried it, and the next day my knee was hurting. So um, you know, I wanted to spend a few days and see what happened to confirm, you know, kind of one way or the other, and maybe confirm my suspicions that it was the cherries. And I think I can pretty confidently say that the cherries certainly did have something to do with it. It kind of all bears out in the timing and everything, and how long I typically get a reaction from something that triggers me. Now, I have a friend who used to be a pharmacist, and he suggested that because cherries are high in uric acid, that maybe it triggered a gout attack. However, after talking to some people with a lot more experience with gout, I no longer think that's the case. I think what happened is something in the cherries. I'm not sure what it was. Could have been the uric acid, could have been something else. But I'm pretty sure, based on the final symptoms and how it's acting now, that it triggered my osteoarthritis. And usually it hits my wrists when it's like seed oils or something. But in this case, it triggered my knee. And That brace I was wearing in the picture definitely helped a lot and allowed me to be able to continue to get some stuff done. I'm loath to sit around not doing much. I have to be doing something. Um, Something that I observed about myself since the fire, just the way that we've been focusing on the positive and focusing on moving forward has kind of inspired all parts of my life. And I'm finding that I've really picked up another gear, so to speak, in a drive to just continue to get stuff done and continue to um, build a system where I can get out and give this information to the maximum number of people possible. So I'm going to continue to focus on autoimmune disease as the people that I seek out to help the most, because that's where I've got the most experience and expertise, and especially those with myasthenia gravis. I'm working with a few myasthenia gravis people right now, and things seem to be improving on the ones that are reporting back to me regularly. So that's really encouraging, and this information that can help so many people, it just needs to get out to more people, and it needs to get past these people that spread misinformation and attack the information and that kind of a thing, because they just can't uh, deal with, maybe they were taught a few things that weren't correct, and some people have a hard time of accepting that and will actively fight against it. So these are why we need to continue to gather these stories and tell these stories, because that's what the people that are suffering, that's the hope that they need to hear. They need to see all these people, just one person after another, tens, hundreds, thousands, even millions, that have eradicated all kinds of nasty chronic disease symptoms. Now, I'm not saying that it cures everything. Uh, my personal belief is that it puts just about anything into remission, but that only lasts when you're on the diet. When you're eating carnivore, uh, that's what keeps you healthy. And if you go off the diet, then the diseases come back. And usually for us, they come back with a vengeance real fast when we fall off the wagon. Now, not everybody needs carnivore. Uh, I get Sometimes I get attacked for preaching that everybody should be carnivore, and it was at one time. I did do that, but I no longer believe that that's appropriate. And you know, those of us who have really serious disease, carnivore seems to be the best answer. However, other people have found remission in other ways. Some people have used herbs and vitamins, and that works for some. Now, the thing about carnivore is that it seems to work for just about everybody, but it's not necessary for everybody. Absolutely not. Um, if you're reasonably healthy and you just want to lose some weight and maybe get a little healthier, keto is probably a good bet for you. But what I can say is that if you give up sugar, like refined sugars, and basically anything that's really sweet, if you give that up and give up processed foods and anything that a manufacturer has made, put in a box, and has a list of ingredients you can't pronounce, that's not really food. It's frankenfood, and it will make you sick. So if you get that out of your life and you get seed oils and sugar out of your life, you're going to be healthy most of the time. It's just those of us that really damaged our body through decades of abusing it with terrible food that require carnivore. So, um, don't let that deter you from having some hope and knowing that there is light at the end of the tunnel if you choose it. So, I'll leave it at that. I'm just happy to be back, and we're going to have lots of stuff going forward. See you next time, folks. Bye for now.